The Vltava moves like liquid glass, carrying the day's last colors upon its surface. Above it, spires rise into the fading light, sharp silhouettes etched in gold and shadow. Prague holds its breath at this hour, balanced between day and night, history and dream. Lanterns stir awake along the Charles Bridge, one by one, their glow spilling across ancient stone. Statues watch in silence, guardians of centuries, their faces softened by the dusk. The air is cool, touched with the river's breath, and the sound of bells drifts across the city, deep and resonant, like a heartbeat slowing with the night. Here, time loosens. The world folds into reflection of water, of light, of memory. And with each step, you are drawn deeper into Prague's embrace, into a place where stories linger in the stones, and dusk never truly ends. The light softens over Prague, slipping slowly from gold into rose, from rose into indigo. The rooftops glow in the last embrace of the sun, their tiles catching fire for a moment before cooling into shadow. Spires pierce the sky, tall and patient, their silhouettes etched against the horizon. Each one seems like a brushstroke, drawn carefully upon the fading canvas of the evening. The air holds a gentler weight now. The heat of the day has lifted, leaving behind a coolness that moves with the river. You breathe it in, touched by the faint scent of stone warmed through the daylight, now exhaling its memory back into the night. From somewhere distant, bells toll, their notes heavy and resonant, drifting across the rooftops. They echo softly, each chime lingering, folding itself into the city's rhythm until silence gathers again. The Vltava glimmers below, a ribbon of glass winding through the heart of the city. Its surface holds every color of dusk, the pale streaks of lavender, the deep glow of copper, the first faint threads of silver where the moon has begun to rise. The water shifts with the current, its patterns never still, yet always steady. Reflections of towers and bridges stretch downward, trembling as the river moves, as though the city itself is dissolving into dream. You step slowly toward the Charles Bridge, its stones worn smooth by centuries of footsteps. The air changes as you draw closer, the murmur of voices, the low sound of oars dipping into water, the flutter of wings as doves rise from the balustrades. Lanterns along the bridge are being lit one by one, their flames trembling as they catch, then steadying into golden halos that stretch into the gathering night. Statues line the bridge, dark silhouettes against the glowing sky. Their faces, carved in solemn expression, are softened by shadow, their forms bathed in the first lantern light. Each figure seems to breathe in the dusk, to hold within it the weight of centuries past. Their presence is quiet but certain, as though they are guardians not just of the bridge, but of time itself. The voices around you begin to hush. Artists gather their canvases, folding chairs against the stone. Musicians pluck their last notes, letting them scatter into the evening air before falling silent. The day's bustle retreats, leaving the bridge to the night. Only a few figures remain, wanderers moving without urgency, footsteps softened against the ancient stones. The air is cool and steady here, carrying the faint fragrance of roasted nuts from a stall nearby, mingling with the sharper scent of the river. Each breath feels deep, unhurried, drawing you closer to calm. You pause at the edge of the balustrade, hands brushing the worn stone, cool beneath your touch. The river flows beneath you, vast and endless, carrying the city's reflections into the horizon. Above, the sky deepens further. Stars begin to appear, shy at first, then brighter, scattering themselves across the velvet expanse. Their light is caught in the river, mirrored in long, trembling lines that move with the current. For a moment, it feels as though you are standing not above water, but between two skies, one stretched high above, the other flowing endlessly below. The city exhales around you. Its noise has quieted, its movements slowed. Dusk has deepened into something softer, something closer to stillness. You feel it in your steps, in your breath, in the way your body begins to sway gently with the rhythm of the river. Prague has opened its arms, and you are held within its calm. You step onto the bridge with self, its stones cool beneath your feet, worn smooth by countless journeys across its span. The lanterns glow more brightly here, their light spilling outward in golden circles that overlap one another, painting the path in warmth against the deepening night. Their flames flicker gently with the breeze, never faltering, as though they too are guardians of this passage. The statues rise taller as you walk among them, each figure carved in stillness, each expression marked by both solemnity and grace. In the lantern glow, their features are softened, shadows brushing their faces in quiet detail. They stand watch over the bridge, silent companions to every step, their presence both grounding and eternal. As you pass, you feel the weight of their gaze, not heavy, but protective, like timeless guides watching over the night. The soundscape has grown hushed. Where hours before there were voices, music, and laughter, now there is only the muted rhythm of footsteps, the low whisper of the river, and the occasional flutter of wings as birds shift on the balustrades. The bridge belongs to the evening now, surrendered to the gentle cadence of dusk. You pause midway across, leaning lightly against the stone railing. From here, the Vltava stretches wide and unhurried beneath you. Its surface glows with the reflections of lanterns, of rooftops, of the faint silver of stars above. The ripples scatter the light into ribbons that weave together and apart again, endless patterns that change with each breath of current. The water seems alive, holding within it both the city's present moment and its long memory. The air carries stories here. You can almost hear them, the echoes of merchants calling across the bridge centuries ago, the faint strains of violins from festivals past, the whispers of lovers pausing beneath lanterns, voices barely louder than the river itself. Each step you take feels woven with those voices, each stone carrying more than one lifetime of memory. Farther along, the path narrows slightly where the statues stand closer. Their forms loom higher in the lantern light, casting long shadows across the stones. Between them, the glow of the lamps stretches forward, drawing you onward like a trail of stars set in stone. You move without hurry, letting the stillness fold around you, your footsteps joining the quiet rhythm of the bridge. On the far bank, the towers of the old town rise against the darkening sky. Their spires pierce upward, silvered now by moonlight, glowing faintly in contrast to the warm lanterns below. The clock tower looms steady, its face pale against the indigo heavens, its hands moving slowly, patiently, as though even time itself has slowed to match the city's pace. You pause again near the final stretch of the bridge. Behind you, lanterns glow in a long, unbroken line, their reflections mirrored on the river's surface, stretching backward into the horizon. Ahead, the first streets of the old town open into shadow, lanterns waiting there as quiet companions. Between past and present, between water and sky, you stand suspended in a moment that feels timeless, endless, held gently in the embrace of Prague at dusk. You step from the Charles Bridge into the embrace of Old Town, where narrow, cobbled lanes stretch like winding threads through stone and shadow. The lanterns here burn low but steady, their glow spilling softly over the uneven walls of ancient houses. The air feels closer, touched with warmth from wooden shutters being drawn shut, the faint sound of bolts sliding into place, the hush of a city readying itself for rest. The cobblestones carry the echo of your footsteps, each sound lingering a heartbeat longer in the stillness. Above, balconies lean outward, draped in vines that shift gently in the night breeze. Some windows remained open, their curtains stirring faintly, lantern light glowing within. You catch glimpses of quiet life, silhouettes moving slowly, voices lowered in evening conversations, the muffled laughter of families settling in. The fragrance of the streets changes as you wander. The sweet scent of roasted nuts lingers from a stall being cleared away, its embers cooling in the shadows. From another alley, the aroma of fresh bread drifts outward, baked late into the evening, its warmth softening the air. There are traces, too, of cinnamon and cloves, sharp yet comforting, reminders of kitchens where stories and meals blend together. A narrow passage leads you to a small square. Its stones gleam under lantern light, polished by countless feet that crossed here before. At its center stands a fountain, its water murmuring quietly, catching the glow of nearby lamps and scattering it into trembling patterns across the surface. The sound mingles with the silence, steady and soothing, like the gentle pulse of the city's heart. Shops line the square, their shutters closed, their painted signs dim but still legible in the lantern glow. A bakery, a bookshop, a small jeweler's window now dark. Each doorway feels like a story paused, waiting to awaken with the sun. Yet even in their stillness, they radiate presence, as if holding the memory of all the voices and footsteps they have welcomed through the years. You continue down a narrower street, where lanterns hang close overhead, their light brushing the walls in golden arcs. The air is cooler here, touched with the faint scent of rain on stone, though the sky remains clear. A cat slips from one shadow to another, pausing to glance back at you before vanishing into the dark. Its silence is part of the rhythm, a reminder that the city's life never fully sleeps. It simply shifts, softens, slows. The echo of music finds you, faint, distant, carried on the air from somewhere unseen. Perhaps a violin, its notes gentle, rising and falling in the hush of the night. The sound seems to hover in the narrow street, blending with the lantern glow, until it feels less like music and more like memory. You pause, listening, allowing it to wash over you, a quiet reminder that stories linger even when their tellers are unseen. Prague at night holds a fairy tale quality, each corner revealing another scene painted in dusk and light. The cobbled lanes, the soft lantern glow, the quiet rhythm of footsteps, they weave together, creating a world both real and dreamlike. You walk without hurry, guided only by the stillness, until it feels as though the city itself is carrying you deeper into its story, one lantern at a time. The lanes narrow once more before opening gently onto the river's edge. You return to the Charles Bridge, where the lanterns glow in an unbroken line, their flames steady now, burning with the patience of the night. The statues stand unchanged, yet somehow softer, their forms almost dissolving into shadow, as though they too have surrendered to rest. The Vltava flows beneath, darker now, yet still alive with light. Reflections of lanterns ripple across its surface, stretching and folding into shimmering trails that drift downstream. Above, the stars scatter themselves across the indigo sky, mirrored in the water until river and heavens are indistinguishable. For a moment, it feels as though you are suspended between two infinities, light above, light below, and you resting quietly between them. The bridge has fallen nearly silent. Only the faintest sounds linger, the hush of the current brushing stone, the creak of a rope where a boat rocks against its mooring, the far-off murmur of voices carried faintly from the old town square. These fragments of life do not disturb the stillness, they deepen it, reminders that the city breathes gently even in its sleep. You move slowly along the balustrade, each step unhurried, your hand brushing the cool stone polished by centuries. Lantern after lantern passes beside you, each one a companion, each one a small flame keeping watch through the night. Their glow folds around you like a cloak, steady and unwavering, guiding you forward. The skyline rises once more into view, towers and spires etched in pale silver under the moon. They stand against the heavens like quiet guardians, keeping their patient vigil over Prague. The clock tower glows faintly in the distance, its hands inching forward, marking time in a city that feels outside of it, where past and present lingered together in every stone and shadow. You pause one last time at the center of the bridge. Behind you, lanterns stretch in golden rhythm across the span. Ahead, they continue toward the old town's gates. The river flows steadily beneath, its surface carrying away fragments of light, fragments of memory. The night has deepened fully, yet the city does not feel asleep. It feels timeless, as though dusk has become eternal, preserved here in the glow of lanterns and the hush of the river. Your breath slows with the rhythm of the water. Your body softens, shoulders loosening, steps lighter. The calm of the city seeps into you until you feel yourself drifting as the river drifts, steady and unhurried. Thoughts fade like ripples dissolving, leaving only stillness, only quiet. Prague sleeps beneath its lanterns, and you too are carried into its dream. Held in the hush of night, in the glow of the bridge, in the endless flow of the river, you drift softly into rest, into a silence that feels infinite, into sleep as gentle as the lantern light itself.